G'day, mate, and welcome back to Captain Industry with me, Jitty. In today's episode, we're finally going to get to microchips. Microchips and servers. Servers and microchips, also robotic assemblers. It's going to be a big episode with a lot of things we need to cover. So, I need to start off with, as always, thank you guys. Thank you guys for the likes. Thank you guys for the new subscriptions, especially after I called out so many of you last episode. Very, very much appreciated to those that did click the subscribe button. Those of you that didn't, we're now in episode 51. Come on! Alright, it's fine. It's fine. I will continue attempting to convince you episode after episode. Click the subscribe button. If you do, it's very much appreciated. If you don't, I'll remind you again next episode. At the same time, I also need to thank the latest YouTube members. And today, we're going to be thanking Stone Main, who has become a YouTube member. To make sure that we don't have to have mid-roll ads, because nobody enjoys mid-roll ads. Thank you, Stone. Thank you, Stone, for becoming a YouTube member, and thank you for hauling around the stone, the rock, the stone and the rock. But today we need to do things a little bit backward. We're going to be doing things very, very backward. We're going to be talking about, well, we're going to set up a few things, then we're going to come back, we're going to circle back and talk about what's changed between episodes. First thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be setting up servers. I want to set up servers all the way over here. There's a reason I want to set them up all the way over here. Actually, let's go with G for research. We want to set up computing. Oh, okay. There's stuff in the way. All right. We want to set up data center. Data center and computing. Computing is going to be the item we're going to be working on today. Can I flip that, please? Hang on. I want to have cold water on that side. Okay. Is there anything I can get rid of? All right. Solar cell we know about. Spent fuel. Yeah, we know about the cargo ship. We know about that one. Well, I don't have copper, which means I don't have electronics. We'll come back to that. Okay, so now can I see things? Computing. No. It's all right. We can read it here. So data center. Data center is used to host server racks that you can add to it. It's a really bad sentence, but whatever. Each added rack provides computing as a resource that we use on your island. Yes, we're getting a brand new resource. It's called computing, or teraflops, or data racks, or servers. One of those. Computing is used in advanced machines such as robotic assemblers or microchip makers. It's worth noting that each server rack has power, cooling, and maintenance demands. However, some people say that all it does is to persist and search in the vast collection of pictures of cats and memes. We're not able to debunk this. Yeah, very good sentences, but it's fine. We're making a data center. Now, data center is going to need a couple of things. One, it needs a brand new item, big chilled water. It also is going to output some water. It's also going to require maintenance 3, which we don't have. But that's okay. We'll get some maintenance 3 in a minute. We're going to need a water chiller, which we're going to be putting about here. And the whole reason I'm building this over here is there happens to be groundwater right here, which is convenient because we need some groundwater to set this whole system up. We need some pipes. We need a pipe balance in right about there. And our plan is going to be, can I get a slightly bigger pipe? Yes, we're going to have a big pipe come into here, then into there. And we're going to take our chilled water to, server rack closer. Cool. And we're going to bring our non-chilled water back into here, which we're going to have a priority in to have the non-chilled water return and rechill. It does mean for every 30 water we put in, we get 24 chilled water. Chilled water will flow into our server racks, well, our data center, which we need to put servers in. Now, servers, well, we need to put in racks, server racks, yes. To do that, we need to click this button, which is going to take some of these servers that we found out on the world map. With all our exploring we've been doing, we've been finding loot, and we need to put some of the servers into this system. Now, there's a couple of problems with this system. One is at least it has a glass roof to make sure the servers don't get wet. If they do get wet, we'll just call it water cooling. On top of that, well, I don't know about you. I'm assuming they've just water cooled the whole thing. That must be it, because here in Australia, we get a lot of bugs, and I've got to say, when the fans kick you up to full speed in the middle of summer, like, it's June now. I don't know, North Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere. I have no idea which hemisphere our maps are in. But, yes, there is a chance. There is a chance we're in summer, which means, PC fans tend to eat bugs if they're around the house. But yes, we're going to add as many racks as I have. Now, each one of these costs me 20 servers and gives me 1 teraflop worth of power. Realistically, you should do these in sets of 4 because you need teraflops in sets of 4. But the first place we're going to be spending our teraflops... actually, no, first thing we should probably do is we should probably fix up maintenance 3 because we don't have maintenance 3. Which means we need to bounce across the map to where we have maintenance, which is right about here. And I need to get a brand new building, which is under buildings. We need to get a maintenance 3 building, which I'm going to be putting right here. Which is going to need mechanical parts. It also needs electronics 3, which we don't have. I do need to point that out. We don't have that at all. Can I build that? And I just want to copy, paste. Cool. That way the recyclables can pop out. So, mechanical parts are going to come in. Electronics 3 are going to have to be delivered by trucks. And like I said, we don't have these. But we can get we have found them in looting. So we do have some of them somewhere. And for the moment, I'm just going to leave this on truck import because I have very, very, very limited supply of electronics 3 and we're not making them yet. But with our brand new teraflops, we need to do something with them. The first thing I need to do is I want to get construction number 4 up and running. To get construction 4 up and running, I get 2 new buildings. One is the concrete mixer level 3, which, well, requires a little bit more maintenance, a little bit more people, twice as much power, but does run twice as fast, so it's more efficient. It also becomes a 1-to-1 ratio with your kilns. So these produce 6 cement, this uses 6 cement, it is going to give you 48 blocks, which means I need to either rebuild this or potentially remove the 2 on the right and upgrade these ones to the next level, but that does require the brand new construction parts 4, which I don't have. Construction parts 4 come from a brand new machine because they're not available in the existing machines. They ain't in this list. You need to build them in the brand new brand new machine, being the robotic assembler, which I'm actually gonna put down 3 of these, and I've already laid in our loopback belt, and these require construction parts 4 to give me construction parts 2. Previously, these were made in like batches of 6 or a multiple of 6. This is the first time it's changed up the ratio. You do get a bigger and better assembly machine robotic level 2 later, so maybe the ratio changes back, but I'm going to want a couple of these machines. I already have a box for them, which is, you know, the same as we've done previously. We just have a loop back belt so we can feed into these machines at full speed. I'm not going to have uni boost on you guys because I don't need it, but I'm going to have to find some electronics 2 to plug in here. I want to build, well, I want to build all 3 of them, but I don't have enough teraflops worth of computing power to run the last one. So we're going to leave it paused. We're going to leave it paused for the moment. That'll get our construction parts in. I need to go find the electronics. The electronics, conveniently, I have right here, which we're going to run through this build to right here. And just, come on, duck it around and into here. And that one is there. And that one is there. Okay, so that'll give us our electronics to start making the brand new construction parts 4, which we need a lot of before I can go any further. So with those running, we need to go do a few little housekeeping things before we jump too much further into today's list and today's little list of errors that we need to progress. So with all the ship looting we've done, we've found a whole bunch of electronics, a whole bunch of servers, and a whole bunch of microchips. But as they are, most of them are useless. What I want to do is I want to start converting them into a more useful product. Yes. So I'm going to have a couple of assemblers, and I'm not going to plug these into anything. I might plug them into some of the belts, but we're going to set up 2 of these to convert some steel plus some electronics 3 into servers. Copy that to there, and I'm going to set 2 of these to turn our found microchips with some electronics 2 into some electronics 3. Because the microchips, if I right click on this, are absolutely useless to me. They're only good for turning into electronics 3. The electronics 3, well, only turns into servers and eventually into consumer electronics, but that's a little way away. So we might as well start converting things. We're going to plug you into there, and you into there. We're going to plug you into there, and you into there. With that done, we're going to uni build all that, and that should get things up and running. So we can convert our electronics into servers and also our microchips into electronics. The question is, what do you do after you run out of electronics? Because currently you're burning some of your electronics 3 in maintenance. Well, the answer is you trade for them, except my ship, my dock is a little bit blocked. It's sort of been trashed in. So first thing we've actually been doing is removing you entirely, and I need to set up a brand new dock over here. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that top, because that overlaps with the edge of the map. So we need to build you here. As soon as the old one disappears, come on. There. So we're going to build a brand new dock. Now, my brand new dock means that I can now trade my precious gold for some precious microchips. Problem is, I need a reputation to be at least level 2. So we need to unpause some housing, because although I have 6,900 people, it's not enough. So we are going to unpause that. We're also going to load up the crew, because I need to go visit you. Yes. I need to go visit you to upgrade you to level 2 so I can start trading some of my 37,000 gold for some microchips. Because obviously I want to keep this process running for as long as possible. At the same time, now I have a dock up and running, I want to buy another cargo ship. The reason I want to buy another cargo ship is I have set up yet another cargo ship to do more trading for more coal. Because I want more coal. I need more coal. We do not have nearly enough coal. I'm still trying to get to the point where we're not using any coal, preferably. But, you know, we are using some coal to do some things. So, you know, another trade for more glass for coal. In theory, I make enough glass to support this. In theory, like, it's full, so I'm assuming I do. But I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, so that explains our low supply of coal right here. We are digging up some coal here. I'm just scraping like what was hanging over the edge. We're just leveling that out, and then we'll go back into the mine. At the same time, we talk about the iron guys. The iron guys, I did dig down to level 35, thinking that was the bottom of the iron. It wasn't. So now we've dug down to level 41, which is definitely below the bottom of the iron, and now we're just trying to scrape our way out through the bottom. I have one problem, but I'm not really happy with this sticking out this way. So not right now, but eventually I will work out exactly what I want to do. I need to move the entrance. I would take it straight this way, but there's iron right there, which means taking it straight this way means eventually I'm going to want to dig out that iron, and then the entrance is going to have to get moved again. So I think I need to put in a zigzag and bring it out to the middle of this water patch. I don't know, but I want to move this because potentially I want to put another nuclear reactor right here, because this is where we keep our this is where the uranium rods are, right here. And also our spent fuel comes around here and comes over to spent fuel storage, which I have one at 4,105 in storage, and I have a backup one built already. We're going to change you over to tell me when you're full, and when you're full, all I'll do is I'll enable this with a connector and then reverse the belt, so all the fuel that's stuck on the belt can go into this one and pause this one and remove the belt. Yeah, we'll be good to go. All right, so that's that one. Construction part 4 has low amount of construction parts. Yeah, we gathered. All right, next one we have copper. Copper is doing a wonderful job. They're doing a wonderful job of digging this out. What we are doing is removing everything here so I can actually see what the hell I'm doing. What we are doing is leveling this out, digging out the last of the sand, I hope. Yes, digging out the last of the sand. And also removing the last of the copper. I've got a whole bunch of boxes full of copper, but at the same time I don't actually have enough copper in existence, because I need more smelters. I desperately need more smelters. As you can see, I have a whole bunch of uni boosted currently, I still have spare uni. We're doing that well. Yes. So yeah, I need to expand this. But to expand this, I need to get rid of all this copper, which is what we're in the process of doing. At the same time, I want to remove this ramp, which means I've built a rear entrance, a backdoor access, you might say, which is something you only share with the absolute closest people. Friends, yes. It's something you only share with close people. Rear access. So I was considering building a access out this way and coming in from the rear over here, but then I decided, you know what? As we want to fill this in anyway, we'll build a ramp, and that way we have rear access right here. And I did ask permission beforehand. That's very important. And there was much foreplay before the ramp went in for rear access. Anyway, with that out of the way, next thing we have a low supply of wood. Yeah, I don't have enough wood either. So my wood ship is doing lots of wood. The catch is two catches. One, there's a chance that my cargo ship level 4 is not fast enough. It doesn't bring it back enough per load. Yes. The other chance is you're not running fast enough. So I'm going to crank you up to level 6. And we're going to hope that we bring in wood faster. Wood, of course, goes into construction part 1. It also goes into making our household goods. And, of course, the household goods demand keeps going up and up and up. So I'm hoping that that's enough to rectify that problem. I'm hoping. It is a hope. I honestly have no idea. There's lots of hopes and prayers going on. So we're going to run that a little bit faster. Hopefully that gives me more wood because, I'm fond of my wood. Anyway, next thing we need to talk about is the Tomb of Captains. So the tomb, actually, well, we've got more farms. Do I build those now? No, we won't build those now. Okay, Tomb of Captains. Last episode, we got this to level 5. In the meantime, I have decorated it just a little bit. I figured we were so rich we would have a giant belt that looped around with almost 1,000 gold. Not quite 1,000 gold, but close to 1,000 gold, which is, looping around. I don't need that running. Looping around in front of our Tomb of Captains along with our office. It means anybody who wants to come visit me at my important office needs to politely, very carefully, not take a single gold bar off my giant belt of gold bars. Yes, and then they can come say hello. But one thing we do need to do is we need to plug in fuel gas to this and flowers. Fuel gas, you say. Fuel gas we have over here. In fact, I'm actually just flaring it off because we make fuel gas from poop, and the poop system potentially makes 5 apiece, and I have 12 of them, which is 60 fuel gas from poop. We are using 2 fuel gas right here, and the tomb uses 1.5, I think it was. But what I need to do is I need to get it there. So I've already laid in the pipe. I was going to say belt again, but it's a pipe. And this is going to come along there, underneath this bridge that I've laid in, and plug it into the rear, because again it's rear access for the fuel gas. Where else would you find fuel gas apart from coming from the rear? On top of that, we need some flowers. Again, the Tomb of Captains is a DLC, the supporters DLC item, and as is flowers. I need how many flowers? 2.3. So as long as we've got more than 2.3 flowers, we'll be fine. I'm going to plant flowers here rather than the wheat. Now, flowers come out in the flat belt, which means this one will only do flowers, nothing else. And it'll go through this storage, and then from the storage on this belt, again, rear access to come in there. But I have set these up to have fertilizer. The problem is I don't actually have fertilizer being delivered. So that's what this pipe is, which comes off the fertilizer from poop. Yeah, all the poop and all the biomass that we're creating comes down here and comes into both these 2 mixes, which make organic fertilizer, which we are now going to flow, providing it all the damn belts built, flow into, come on, there we go, into, no, still building, come on, a little bit faster, I need this done. Excellent. Should come in here and run into these couple of farms. With the extra bonus, yeah, 1.9. With the extra bonus, we should get up to 3.4 flowers, which should be more than enough to keep the Tomb of Captains happy. At the same time, there's another upgrade button. We're going to click the upgrade button. We're also going to pay the 24 uni to have it upgraded. I'm not going to look at it because all the UPS disappears, but I did want to mention that other decorations, just by having a level 5, with fire, it turns out, with fire, we have fire plugged into it because it has fuel gas. We get an extra bonus 0.25 uni. Actually, pause. I wonder if we get flowers, whether we get more uni before I upgrade it to gold. I've already spent the resources, but you know, it's important to do these experiments. But yes, after we get some flowers, I've run out of this farm that is running. That has fertilizer in it. Do you have fertilizer? Oh, you have fertilizer. Yes, okay, we have fertilizer in there. Everything is fine. Hopefully fertilizer goes in fast enough that we actually get the right amount of flowers out. And that should let us check that out in a minute. All right, next thing we need to do is I have extra fuel gas, which I didn't do something with, which means that's what that pipe's for. That pipe is already built as well. I need you to priority out to Tomb, plus also the Statue of Maintenance, and that's going to flow our fuel gas this way. Our fuel gas that comes this way is going to come down and into this pipe, and then into this pipe and this machine. This machine it's just cracking it. It's just cracking it. It's going to use 36 fuel gas. 36 plus the 1.5 plus the 2 point whatever that we're using already does not make up for the 60 that we're currently producing, but we're not producing enough poop to create the full 60 fuel gas. So when the system backs up and I have a problem with too much poop because we can't get rid of all the fuel gas and things go bad, and then I'll spend 20 minutes scratching my head and going, why is this broken? It'll be because there's too much fuel gas and I didn't burn off the excess because I didn't plan everything out properly. I can add a second cracker here, which I'm going to do in the future, but at the moment we don't produce enough, so I haven't bothered piping it in. But this is grabbing some of the excess oxygen that we're using for ethanol, plus it's going to bring in the fuel gas, and it's going to dump its CO2 into this smokestack that's already doing all the CO2 from our ethanol, and it's going to produce some diesel. Diesel we're going to take around here, and bring into this diesel tank, which goes into this fuel station, which never has fuel in it. Never has fuel in it. Like, there are so many mega trucks and everything over here using fuel. We never have any fuel. All right. Next off is medical required a couple of items. One thing it did require was steel. Now, previously I was trucking steel across the map. That was perfectly fine, but I don't like trucking things across the map. So I built a belt. It's only an 85 kilowatt belt, but it goes all the way around the map with the household electronics and the rocking chairs and the recycling. Flows all the way back to here. I wonder if you get extra recyclables after giving them medical treatment. Whatever. Plugs back into central storage for steel, which also got a extra 2 smelters tagged on the end because they didn't have enough steel either. So steel got an upgrade. Also, we managed to, like I said, grab a bit more steel out of the system. All right, what else has happened? Copper digging we've covered, iron digging we've covered, coal digging we've covered. So that means hopefully I can come out here and I can go plus. Hey, 12 teraflops. 13, 14, we're getting there. One thing we can do is we can send Mr. Shippy out to say hello to any pirates that are, well, we've got a combat score of 550, 560. Combat score of 560. So fighting a 610 is 50-50. I might win, I might lose, but we should get loot. So we're going to send the ship out to go find some loot and hope for the best. Meanwhile, these guys are going to keep producing our servers along with our, well, electronics. Electronics we need to trade for. We need to trade for microchips to get electronics. So we're just going to keep clicking that button every now and then to get more electronics to, keep things rolling. All right. Next thing we need to do is, how many construction belts do I have? 116. Okay, we're just starting to get there. All right. Next thing we need to do is we need to set up microchips. Now, microchips require a number of things. We've done computing, Tomb of Captains. We probably haven't got flowers yet. All right. Microchips. We know about wood, we know about coal, and we know about construction parts. All right. Microchips. What we want to do is we want to start making microchips. Now, first thing we need is a silicon crystallizer, which I happen to have right here, which we're going to uni build. It is under the smelting tab. Silicon crystallizer, yes. Again, it requires 4 teraflops worth of power. It also requires silicon poly, and it requires water, and I've just put it here because this seemed like a great spot to put it. As for the description, it is produces microcrystalline silicon, dips a rod with a seed crystal into a molten silicon and slowly pulls it upwards and rotates it simultaneously. The final ingot is then sliced into wafers, which should give us silicon wafers. Excellent, that's our first step. Location explored. Yep, more loot, more electronics, and more microchips. Unfortunately, we're going to come back heavily damaged. I'm going to have to get repaired, but that's okay. We have all the parts except for electronics. Electronics we're not doing well on, but as long as I keep spending unity on boosting copper, we'll be okay. Yeah, sort of, hopefully. Yeah, it should be fine. It should be fine. All right, where were we? So we're going to start making these guys. These guys we're going to put into a box for the moment, and then the next thing we need to do is we need to set up a buildings, a microchip machine. Microchip machine, the most sophisticated manufacturing process where thin microcrystalline wafer is slowly transformed into a matrix of microchips. The chips are built from many layers where each layer has to be placed with nanometer precision. This is performed in a special chamber that employs ultraviolet technology. Substances reacting with light to form the layers. Microchips typically go through a lot of stages, including washing and coating in between. It is good to start small then expand. Small setups can be connected in form of a loop with a solder, which is exactly what we're going to have to do. So, nope, that button. To do this, when you get microchip production, you unlock a whole bunch of recipes. And after you got your silicon wafer, you need to take your silicon wafer, you need to wash it with some acid, some water to get microchip stage 1. Stage 1, or 1A. 1A then gets plated with copper and plastic to get you 1B. 1B is then coated with some gold to get you 1C. 1C then needs another acid and water bath to get you to 2A. 2A needs another layer of plastic to get you 2B. 2B requires another layer of gold to get the traces done to give you 2C. 2C requires another acid and water bath to get rid of the copper and plastic to give you 3A. 3A then requires more copper and plastic put on to get different traces to get you 3B. 3B requires another layer of gold to get you to 3C. 3C requires more acid and more water baths to get you to 4A. 4A requires more copper and plastic to get you to 4B. 4B requires a touch of gold, and then you actually get microchips out, which, in case you weren't counting, is 12 recipes. Which means, if you want to set this up properly, you need 1A plus a 1B plus a 1C, which then goes to 2A, and rinse and repeat. But you may notice there's some similarities here. All the level 1s require water or acid. All level 2s require plastic and copper. All level 3s require gold. So our answer is we need to get silicon wafers into one spot, along with water to then make acid on site, along with copper and plastic, and also gold. So first thing is gold. Gold, there is conveniently a whole bunch of storage right here, and one little belt. We're going to plug one little belt in. We're going to throw some unit problem, and I'm going to throw a bridge over the top. Cool. That'll get our gold over there. Unfortunately, the gold belt's not going to flow, but the gold belt does flow over to the right direction. What I'm going to do is just put a little one of those on there so the gold belt does start flowing. All right, next thing we need to do is we need to grab copper and plastic, which were, funnily enough, used in PCBs. PCBs are not part of microchip. I don't know. Okay, which we're going to bring the plastic belt up over the top of solar panels and leave you right there for now. We're then going to grab the copper belt from the bottom, bring you out to there, bring you, oh, please, up one top. All right, fine, one more top, and then you can come up, and you are also going to go right over the top of the solar panels, which we're not building because I never have any freaking construction parts, even after adding in the extra machines. And we're going to run you under here and over to there. Okay, then we're going to come back for our plastic, which, yep, around the outside, over to here, over to here and stop you there. Okay. Which we're going to build all of that. All right. Last thing we needed was water, which we can then make acid on site. Funnily enough, we made water right. Well, we got water right here with our what was it? Silicon wafers, yes, which we also need to bring across. So we're going to bring across our silicon wafers under the same bridge and leave all this stuff right here. Okay, with that done, next thing I need to do is I need to set up some sort of machine. Some sort of machine or some sort of process that's going to work. Is Shippy fully repaired? No. Why for Shippy not repaired? You don't have electronics. Electronics, that box. No, we don't have any electronics. That's a shame. Alright, oh, hang on. Do we have more processing power? On the off chance. We do. More processing power? We're getting there. 17 teraflops worth of power so far, which means I can turn on one more of these guys. Okay. What we want to do is I want to set up, I basically want to set up a microchip machine that's going to do all the things for me. So we're going to come in here. We're going to put down a microchip machine that's going to be different from that machine. We'll talk about you in a second. And what I need to do is I need to have it do every damn recipe possible because I cannot afford the 4 teraflops to run every different machine in every different combination. That's a lot of teraflops. Also, you might notice that there is 12 machines there, and each one of these recipes we've got normalized to 1 minute, which means it would take 12 minutes for a wafer to come in and 6 microchips come out, which means it's going to be very, 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 very slow. I don't want to deal with very, very slow. I want to speed this up as quickly as I can. Do you really not have any copper? Idle. Oh, you don't have any copper because I don't have a... Yay, all belt smooth. All right. So to do this, what I need to do is I need to scroll. Actually, you know, I need to scroll the bottom because this is the item I want. This is the item I want. This is the most important item I want. And I want to turn that recipe on. Then I need to scroll the bottom again. I need to turn that recipe on. And you can see where we're going with this. Yes. So after you've done that 12 times, you will have one of these guys, which has every recipe turned on, starting with the microchips, which is the item you want, at the top, and the wafers, which is the item you're going to start with, at the bottom. And then into that, we would need to plug in our copper, plus our plastic, plus our gold, also water and acid. And then all we'd have to do is we'd have to feed in silicon wafers here, and then have all the items loop around 12 times until we get microchips at the other end, which is exactly what we're going to do. But I want to plan for something that's expandable, because as soon as I have enough teraflops and enough construction parts, I could go from 1 machine to 3 machines. If I go to 3 machines, then it's going to take 1/3 the amount of time. So that's what I want to plan for. Now, to do that correctly, what I'd have to do is I have to put down 3 microchip machines. Can we... no. Let's start with a 1 machine, okay? To do 1 machine, but expand into 3 later, all right? I would have to make sure that my belts matched the length of 3 machines, like so. Yep, there to there to there, plus there to there, plus a transport, a flat balancer in there. All right, I would have to make sure that everything matched, you know, for 3 machines. I can't do 3 machines yet, but we could do 1 machine, and we'd plug you into there and you into there. Okay, then what we'd have to do is we'd have to plug everything into this 1 machine. So I would need to plug in, actually, can I do it that way instead? Yes. Okay. I would need to plug in any particular order. Okay. So first off, no. First off, water. Water would need to go. Please. Let's go to here. Here. Yep. And then I need a mixer, like so, which would need a connector on it. You would make acid, which we would plug into there. You would need a storage, a loose storage like that, which would need sulfur. Let's not do that just yet. Okay. Then you'd need your gold, plus you'd need your copper, plus you'd need your plastic. So next step I would have to do would be plug in our gold, plus our plastic, plus our copper, like so. Remove that. Oh, remove that. Remove that. And remove that. Then I could finally plug in my acid over the top. Just come up height 1 and then come down, you in there, and then finally I could plug in the silicon wafers and plug them into that balancer. The balancer would have a priority in from this belt, and the only other thing we'd have to do is cut that out there, come back into transports, put in our little flat sorter facing this way, say, hey, if you find a microchip, the very, very important thing that we want, I want you to kick that out and put it into storage. And that would be our build. That would be our build right there. Let's uni build. No, hang on. Let's see, on the off chance, do I have more processing power? Oh, 20 teraflops. Ooh, we're getting close. Okay, you have a whole bunch of storage. Because you have a whole bunch of storage, I don't need to run that machine. No, screw it. We're going to build this. We're going to build this. We're going to build this. All right. You would have sulfur as an input, please. You would be making acid. You have water hooked up. You have eventually a whole bunch of silicon wafers coming over here and going to that one. And then you'd be fine to go. Now, to upgrade this from a tier 1 to a tier 2, tier 3, we would need 2 more machines. Okay, and they'd obviously go in here and here. Now, these 2 machines would require us to run, if the first one ran all the water and acid recipes, the second one ran all the copper and plastic recipes, and the third one ran all the gold recipes, we could just have things cycle around once. Now, to do that, I would have to have 4, 8, 12 teraflops worth of available power. 4, 8, 12 teraflops worth of available processing power. I'd also need to have a whole bunch of these saved up, like I've been putting them in a storage box, and then pause the machine because we don't need the machine anymore. And I would have to have 160 construction parts to do so, which is exactly what I have. Which means I'm going to delete. Well. Missing input. What input are you missing? Water? Yeah. Much better. Okay, so you're running through part A, and then I can wait for the items to loop around and around and around. I don't want to wait for items to loop around and around. So what I want to do is I want to remove all of that with that. Come on, go way faster. And I want to put in 3 machines right now because I have the processing power. And if all else fails, I can go click this and get more microchips in, which we can convert to, and then convert to, and then convert to. All right, so with that done, what I need to do for this one is I want to have, can I get a blank machine, please? A microchip machine. Paste. All right. For this one, I would want you to do all the plastic and copper recipes. So again, I scroll the bottom and I select plastic and copper. You're plastic and copper. You are plastic and copper. And you're plastic and copper. And we should see it go pink to less pink. This one would be all the gold recipes. So again, we go to here and we scroll the bottom and find the gold one, and then the gold one, and then the gold one. And this should get more gold to less gold. And then finally, for the first one, I turn off anything that doesn't get pink with acid. And then that becomes my combination. All I'd have to do is build U2 and run my copper. Sorry, copper is that one. That belt go away. And Unity. And that belt go away. Come on. Run that into there. And then, of course, my gold doesn't go there anymore. It goes to the third machine. Now, obviously, no, I have 22 teraflops. We're fine. We plug you into there instead and go Unity. And that should give me my stage 1, which should go into stage 1B. Which is now saying I don't have enough teraflops, which is fine, because what we'll do is pause one of these guys. Then we're back to 20 teraflops, which should give me my stage 1C. Now, after I get stage 1C, it should pop out the side. It should roll all the way around. And because we have a priority in from this one, it'll eventually have to work its way through. There'll have to be some working done, but it should work its way into this machine, and then it'll pop all the way around, and it'll go through a second process, and a third process, and a fourth process, and a fifth process, and so on and so forth. And as long as I get 4 more teraflops, or I pause another one of these guys, before I run through 102 plus 100 plus another 30 of the silicon wafers, we can keep this process going on forever until we finally get some microchips spit out. It's going to be a while, but we can definitely get the ball started and the ball rolling, and that's exactly what we're going to do. In the meantime, we're still making those construction parts, which means in the next episode, not this episode, but the next episode, we can look at the research lab at the same time. You have flowers and you have fuel gas, and I now have other decorations of 0.25. Okay, if I unpause you and you know what? I think we're going to put in a cut. We're going to put in a cut till this is done, because I'm going to lose all the frames when this happens. One thing we can do is we can add 2 more farms, or 4 more farms, which are planting canola and soybeans, sugarcane and wheat, it turns out. You know what? You can do sugarcane and wheat as well. You can also have a fertilization of 90%. And you can have 90% as well. I said I wasn't going to look at things because I'd lose all the frames. You have sunflowers, not a lot, but just checking. Yeah, so we don't have any soybeans saved up. And if we look at food, we have plenty of cake. We don't have any fruit, funnily enough. Okay, so I need to find more fruit. You can do fruit. Problem solved. We also, yeah, I have tofu, but that'll give me a little bit more tofu. I still don't have sausage, but we do have a new recipe we can use for sausage. Technically, I also have a new recipe I can use to dispose of extra vegetables, which I prefer not to do. Out of workers, really? Is the ship repaired? No. Okay, well, I guess we're going to unload the crew and wait for the ship to be repaired. Yeah, we still don't have any electronics. It's not helping that I'm now converting electronics into electronics 2 to make the new construction parts and also make microchips. It's probably not helping at all. And copper is done. All right. Yeah, I will see you guys in a sec when the tomb is all gold. Very, very gold. I want to see gold. It's funny, all the scaffolding disappears, and suddenly all the frames come back. Okay, we now have a Tomb of Captains level 6 with gold trim, and it's finally got the top of it all built, and some creepy looking cats, and all the flowers are repopulating, because that's one of the things I love about this building. When you hook up the fuel gas, it seems that all the fires get lit instantly, but the flowers get laid out over time. You need to actually... There's another one just popped up. You need to actually have the flowers hooked up and running for a little bit of time before they actually, you know, populate, so to speak. We need 4.5 flowers. Well, we've got a little bit of a stockpile. 3.4. We'll probably be okay after we go to greenhouse 2. So we're going to go up to greenhouse 2 at the same time. Other decorations. Another half a unity point. Excellent. I can run more boosts. Water, 6. That's probably not good. All right. I'm going to leave this episode here. I'm going to investigate water. Oh. We backed up on poop. Oh, it's because you can't output diesel. Oh. Oh, I didn't plan for that one. Yes. I will find a solution to this between episodes. But in the meantime, I'm going to leave this episode right here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next episode with less poop and more construction parts 4 and probably 3. And now 2 Microchips is done. We're going to go into the research lab level 4 because we have done all the research up until this point. The base is pretty much stable apart from that whole coal problem, but we've just added another thingy-majiggy bob, another trading dock. Also no copper, but we're about to add more copper in, so we should be fine there. And with all that said, yep, I'll see you guys in the very next episode. But thank you so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I will see you in the next episode. All right, bye.